day, people. Man, no vessel. My Jen Dion. We'll see, you know, so there might be some humming background. I can't help it. Me only happy. Yeah, so quick. I don't want to spend too much time. Before I start, big up to the man, Lekon Agbanoki himself, for sending me this jersey. You see how the rocker. I like this club, but I hate my fucking team, man. My team sucks right now. Oh my god. So yeah, let's go. Action and consequence in the Nigerian society. Actions and consequences in the Nigerian society. The number one reason why Nigeria be like this today, because there are no consequences for the wrong actions of the oppressor and the oppressors in waiting. Understand? We have oppressors and we also have oppressors in waiting. They are agents. Those among us that carry their spirits, that have endorsed the status quo, we don't dedicate their life. They have dedicated their lives to the system. They are playing the game. They don't care about anything. They are playing the game full time, waiting for it to be their turn, positioning themselves in any way, shape or form to enter the place that it is. They are everywhere. They are in bank, they are in oil company, they are in civil service, they are in the government. Everybody playing the game. They're plenty. So yeah, somebody's making a pin the. Let me pin the. So they're in the game full time, May I just pin this today topic and then we go on. Yeah. So where have been there? So many people there, and for those people where they in waiting, right? Those ones in waiting. Now they worst past even the people that they look up to. They worst past their garden. They worst past the oppressors themselves. Those oppressors in waiting. You see, those oppressors in waiting. There's nothing in this world that they hate more than anybody standing up for themselves. Because standing up for yourself is the beginning of something that's going to change this country. That's the only reason why they hate Fela. Many people say people don't follow. Let me say they don't follow. They hated him. Say, how dare you? How dare you? So me, where I shut up my mouth, where I buy my head, where they do like coward, where they let they slap my face every day, why don't they talk anything? I be mumuni. Why? That's why in Nigeria they talk things like I too know. What is the meaning of I too know? If you are talking and standing up for yourself, say, they not start beating you because you are talking up for yourself. They'll say that because if they do too know, they validate the see. These are the people where we say once politicians come outside for their street now, all of us go there inside they complain about how Nigeria no good. Let any politician come their street now, they go rush, go they take picture, rush, won't go shaking hand. Those are the Nigerians I'm talking about here. And you see, this country, people they talk of revolution, civil war. There will not be ethnic civil war in Nigeria. Because Yoruba people are not united enough to fight against anybody. Even in the North, who say they're united, the Northerners are not as united as they need to be to fight a civil war. Neither are the Igbos. If there's ever going to be a war in this country, it will be war between those that want this country to change and those that don't. You see, and among those that want the country to change, there will be Igbo, there will be Yoruba, there will be Hausa, there will be Bibio, there will be poor, there will be rich, all kinds of people. And on the other side too, they will be the same. It will be the same. So you see, no matter what the oppressors do, all these oppressors in waiting, they are happy with it. They are okay as long as it doesn't touch them personally, as long as it has not affected somebody that they know. And the spirit is in them full. See, in the process of liberating this country, it is not an external affair. One must first liberate oneself from the oppressor spirit, because we all have it. Me, ma, I had it. I'll say I had it. I'll say hard because I've exercised it. I've taken my time. I did not know too. Myself, I don't know. I just do things like Mugu. But when I know, and I'll tell you how to know. One of the greatest teachers on this issue is this. Everybody take a snapshot of your screen if you're interested to begin to learn how to purge yourself of being an oppressor in waiting. See, oh yeah, take screenshot. Paka, 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 paka. Everybody needs to read this work by Paulo Freire. Paulo Freire wrote this book, The Pedagogy of the Oppressed. And basically, what they tell us, they say, if we by ourselves no fee remove the oppressor spirit from within and around us, there's no way we can liberate our country or ourselves from anything. It's not upside down, Jare. It's just the screen of this thing. It's Nasoti and this thing goes show. I don't know how I want to do it for now. Let me flip the camera for 1 second. And you can screenshot it like this. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Okay. So he said one of the things oppressors must do is to dehumanize you. It is the duty of the oppressor to dehumanize you. See, and immediately somebody dehumanizes you, meaning that they've treated you less than nothing. Once you have been treated less than nothing, if you do not use everything in you to reclaim your humanity, then you will forever be a victim of that oppressor. Meaning say, if somebody is already anti-dialogical, meaning say he see you there, he not think you relevant enough to conversate with you or dialogue with you before taking an action that offends you or is against you or might be uncomfortable to you. That person has seen you already as less than nothing. It is not in your place to validate that person's position of you. It is in your place to reclaim your humanity. You see, for this country where we did, if, for example, Nigeria is liberated today, and we decide to go and use police to raid the houses of these oppressors and lock them up the way they lock Nigerian people up today, without what they call it, trial, just put them for sale. They'll say you are oppressing them. So you say you want to change the country. But when you oppress an oppressor, that is not oppression. Listen to me. When you oppress an oppressor, that is not oppression. That is liberation. That is liberation. There is no oppressing an oppressor. When the oppressor had the power, he was never dialogical. He never came to talk. He showed power and force. So when you have the power above your oppressor, it is not in your place to start talking to him or her. There must be consequence. There must be consequence for the actions of people. This country that we live in, if you try and fix that, people go begin to fight you. One day, somebody they take one way, they come. Me, I dey for road. I can't block the place. But the thing when they cause hold up. Yes, quite all right. All I have to do is I have to just move a little bit so you will pass. But I say no. I say making the reverse. They go back to where in from they come. I'm not moving anywhere. I'm not going to inconvenience. I'm not going to turn my hand one way. I say me that guy who did that one way, me begin they go back, me they go back to, because that's what me I go drive my car, and they do anything. Because traffic don't come day. Traffic don't come day for road. People for my back begin to say, make I come up for road now. Why they do like this now? Me now. Because if they say get the opportunity, they will take one way because of their own important pass. Everybody wants to get away with nonsense. Everybody wants to do it. So our oppressors, but they kill. See, if this country is not full of oppressors in waiting, nobody should be working today. Nobody should be working in this country. How can 333 of our children be missing and people are still going to serve the oppressors in their offices because they want to collect salary? If Seun tell them not go to work and strike, they'll say Seun is talking too much. He's a fool. He doesn't know what he's saying. 2 wrongs don't make it right. But somebody is not sleeping. 333 children are not to their parents as we are speaking like this. Who knows what is going to happen to them? But Nigeria is still moving, right? All of you are still going for your job. You are still doing your job. When will there be consequence? Some people say, me, I supported people to block toll gates for 2 weeks, but I can't allow somebody block my house for 2 hours. First of all, not be 2 hours. That from morning they did it to evening. First of all, it's not 2 hours. And secondly, how is a party the same as a protest? You see, there's nothing anybody, these people will not say as oppressors in waiting to justify oppressive behavior. Is party the same thing as protest? If they were outside my house blocking my gate because of liberation of Nigeria, if they were there protesting something like to make this, if they were there liberating this country in front of my gate, I would go and join them. How can you compare party and protest if it's not because you are an oppressor in your soul? And by the way, Lekki Toll Gate is not the only way to get out of Lekki. Lekki Toll Gate, there's alternative routes. There's Ikoyi Bridge. You can get out of Lekki. So many ways to get out. I had no other way of getting out of my fucking house. Dumbasses. Anything to justify oppression. They hate you immediately. You stand up to change the status quo. Immediately you stand up to say, no, enough is enough in this country. You will not take. People hate me. That's this. I'm telling you that. Now the same reason they hate. The audacity say you can stand up for yourself. You can speak the truth because they all know the truth. Everybody in this Nigeria, we all know the truth. Nobody they teach anything. Nobody doesn't know what is going on here. We all know the truth in this country, but some of us are deep in the game. We are on our way to making it. We are deep in the game. We want to make it. We must make it at the expense of anybody else. What can happen in this country before people say you are not doing again? What is going to happen? People are there. Our children can't go to school. If you are poor in this country, your children are bound in ignorance. You see, which public school is going to train? How many people can send their children to public school if they have money? You can't now. Once you have money, you have to go to private school. So poor people's children will work forever be under your own children, Abi. The status quo continues until you decide to use your benevolence to bless somebody and lift them up. That's what you want to be doing. That's what because they don't really do anything, all of them. What do they do in this country? Everybody is a fucking product of a handout. And standing up for yourself in this country is not cheap. Standing up for yourself is not cheap. But being submissive is not cheap neither. Because as when they quiet so, as no one change Nigeria so, you know me say fuel money no go up. You know me say light money no go up. You know me say food money no go up. you know me say transportation money no go up. So whatever you gain, you are still going to lose it back to them. All of them working. Where is not NLC? 333 children are missing right now in this country. So, who holds who accountable for what? Who holds who accountable for what in this country? Because it's obvious. Say, everybody wants to get away with nonsense. Listen, you know, I'm not perfect too. Me go, I did break the law. But it's when me I break the law, it concerns me. I break the law for myself. She will not smoke Igbo, she won't smoke Igbo for himself. You can never say she won't sell Igbo. Because once I sell it, I'm giving somebody else. Then they do that one. That's a big crime like that. If I do crime, she won't stay inside your house, there's curfew. I will go out. My own self. I will not go out and go and break into somebody's house. Now they hear? So I'm not saying I'm perfect though, that I'm a saint though. Far from it. Very far from it. But once you are using your own actions to hurt people, other people, destroying them, and you call it your job. At the time we say, in this Nigeria now, not people they work for civil service, they help all this government, they draw up all this year policy, they go implement them. Would there be homelessness without a real estate industry? Would there be homelessness without expensive cement makers? There's no kind of nonsense that I've not heard in the past couple of days. No kind of nonsense. I see the level of disconnect that people have from. But that's how you know, say people, you know, they just hate you. Because they remove your humanity. You know, when people they talk about my papa, say, oh, I'm the new fella, I'm the new fella. People think, say, me are the send, say, because are they jealous? No, I send because when people say that the new fella, it dehumanizes my father. It makes fella become something where no be human being, something that can be used. It makes fella a thing anybody can just be, can just become. And you can't, it's impossible for anybody to just be. Because fella was real, is a man, is a human. If you are the new fella, are you also my father? Are you my father too? Are you my new dad? We must not dehumanize people for our own benefit. Some of my friends, they see me say, ah, Sheon, but you talk about the people, you look simple. But when we look, you get all these things, you have Benzes, you have money, you drink champagne. I say, number one, see those things, I don't let them define me. Number one, that's why people don't know I have it, because I'm not defined by those things. But number two, I make sure I don't get those things of the suffering of another person. I make sure that anything I want to use for myself, that I used to enjoy my life, I don't get it from the suffering of other people. So there's a difference. Those people in this country that want to continue to progress of the have personal progress, personal development of the suffering of the country, of their own brothers and sisters, that is what is wrong. I'm not saying you should not enjoy your life. Enjoy your life. Spend your money how you want. But as long as that money is coming from our commonwealth, you cannot do it as you want. You must do it for the benefit of all of us. You must do it for the benefit, except you are making it from yourself, from your... Say anything you are doing in this country, say you need license to do it. Meaning that you need license to operate it. You must pay the people there what they deserve. You must give the country back its own share. How can people be using what belongs to everybody for themselves and nobody can say anything about it? No consequence. That's the issue. No consequence. You know, something that belongs to everybody, one person will carry it, say it's his own, and be using it. Nobody will say anything. Anybody can do anything they like in our government. Everybody will be quiet. Why? If me say I was looking for fake love now, I'll go and be meeting them. Say, please, move your... Oh, so they can come and say, Shehu is a nice person. Shehu is a nice guy. Then they come and do it again on that day. Continue doing it to everybody. Now, let me give you another scenario. Let me give you another scenario. If to say they beat me now, those muscle neck lazy idiots where they carry come, so that they beat me now when they scatter on my face, I rush come from internet and say, some people come to that. They fight in front of my gate. Outside that. So then they think I'm not here. They beat me. There's nothing here. You see those same people where they talk rubbish now? They'll have come and say, good for you. You know they talk anyhow. You have met the people that can handle you. That shame I've been telling you if you get there. Because they are all one spirit. I'm telling you, in that instance, they will have seen nothing wrong in people beating me up because I came to accost them for parking in my house. Then the most stupid set of people in the whole conversation are those that said I shouldn't have taken the threat seriously. Really? Really? My daughter is only 7 years old. I shouldn't have taken the threat seriously. Really? In this Nigeria, in this Lagos that we are now, we say every Tom, Dick, and Harry don't blend. Didn't Tinubu run out of Lagos in one day? In this Lagos? Who is safe in Lagos? Who is safe? Where is the security in this Lagos? They say, show for call police. With which number? What's the number? And what's the response time? How long it will take for them to come to rescue me, if they come at all? So everything that was said online, I don't look. But now the truth is that I also know the people they behind everything, going to the internet to talk, have story, to start to the talk, they blow story, they find headline upon headline. They find talent upon headline, no. Say, Shehu is this, Shehu is that. But my life is not for the taking. I won't just sit back, relax, and watch We Nigerian people that want things to change in this country, we must stand up against any kind of oppression. First, within ourselves. The first step, within yourself in your life, begin looking at how you are treating those around you, those you have power over, those you have, is this your power benevolent or oppressive to them? Can your people talk to you? Can they say the first step is that, can your people say their mind to you? Can your people talk to you? Can they really come to you and speak their mind, tell you what ails them, what they want to see, how they want it? Can they conversate with you? Do they have access? How do your children behave around you? Your children see you and immediately run away? Do they see you and begin pretending like they are nice? Are they willing to talk to you? Your wife, your husband, what is your relationship like with the people that work for you? Then your community. Sorry guys. Your community. How do you treat those that are less fortunate in this system? Because this system not be successful or unsuccessful. Forget to not be a success. You are fortunate. Now fortunate and unfortunate you get for Africa. I never see the success yet. Now fortunate and unfortunate day. Finish. So how can those ones less fortunate than you? How do they see you in the community? What's your relationship like with them? Then now you take it outside to like those behavior that you don't want to see around you, you don't want to see it around your community. That's why me go. I don't have the energy or the power to talk to people that I feel that they are benefiting from the status quo of this country. If you are benefiting from oppression, me man, I don't want to do things with you. I don't want your blood money. It's blood money. We have to take a stand in this country. Why will politicians be brave enough to be walking around the streets of Lagos? Why? Why do they have the audacity? Can't we see what is going on in Nigeria? Can't we see how the poor people's lives in this country are being ruined? Our environment is being ruined. Everything is being destroyed. People will say I'm not blind now. But there are no consequences. Now, I'm not judge, jury, and executioner of anybody. I'll never come to your neighborhood to tell you are doing wrong or right. I'll never come to your house to tell you are doing wrong or right. But please, don't come to my house. Don't come to my own house with your oppression. It will not happen. My space is a liberated space. Full liberation. Anything that will in any way try to infringe on this liberty that I have, I know what it cost me to be me in this country. I know what it cost me to be able to say my mind in this country. I know the things I lose. So now, for those things, those sacrifices that I've made, I want to believe that anybody that doesn't know should know today. Don't bring your bullshit to me. I've written a song about it. My first album. Go and listen. Don't bring that shit to me. Just leave me. Just take your oppression somewhere else. My space is a liberated space. If you are respectful to people, come and be respectful. Don't come outside after you block somebody's gate and they tell you to move your car. You are refusing to enter the car. They tell you move your car. They're telling us, if you move it from somebody's gate, where will you go and park it now? Imagine. If you're not a mad person, where will you go and park it? Go and park it in my parlor. Take it in my parlor. So he's a general public to the whole night. Seun Kuti space is liberated space. It's not a troublemaking space. I'll never come to your house, come to your area. You will not, if Seun Kuti even come your area, nobody even know. Say Seun Kuti come your area. I swear. That's how quietly I move. No noise, no anything. I know they tell person, but please don't come to my own house to oppress me. Is it possible? It can't happen. Then after you've seen me as nothing, because to do that to me, to oppress me means that you have seen me as nothing. Then after you have seen me as nothing, after I'm now showing to you that I'm something, after I'm validating my reality to you, you're not telling me you're apologizing to me. I should listen to your apology. Never. I can't listen to your apology. Your apology is not honest. The apology for you is just a bribe. That apology is a bribe. You are believing that you are paying me a bribe to mortgage my humanity to you. That's what you are doing with that apology, because you don't mean it. If you believe that I was human, if you believe that I had a life, if you believe that I have emotions, that I have any kind of quality that you respect as in a human being, if you believed it, you'd have made sure that you didn't block my gates. You'd have made sure you didn't block any other of my neighbor's gates. But no, you have already placed yourself above us in all ramifications of our existence. Even if our children were dying in the house, it was none of your concern. That's what you said to us by parking your motor like that. But even as you say you were apologizing, all your bouncers were raising storm still in my neighborhood, threatening people that they want to beat them. So we should let that happen, because people are who? So until the Nigerian society begins to value consequence for action. See, even when I talk in Nigeria, when I talk in general, everybody say, oh, Shehu is attacking professionals, the middle class. No, I'm not attacking you. I'm not saying you are good. I don't even believe in good or bad people. There's no such thing as a good person or a bad person. That's how babies think. It's childish. There's no good person or bad person. Yeah, we're all in the in-between. And in our lifetime, we are trying as much as possible to keep the balance. So what the best you can have is balance. You can have balance. But some people, they are so, imbalanced. Some people are too imbalanced towards evil. Some people are too imbalanced towards the so-called good. They don't have the balance. What you must have is the balance. What I talk about is cause and effect. Action and consequence. Cause and effect. You cannot see people's children be uneducated and think because you are sending your own child to private school, ignorance is not going to come and meet you in your front door. That's what I'm saying. That it is your neglect of the public school system. Your betrayal of the poor by aligning with the private school system of the rich. That's why ignorance will come to your doorstep. That's what I'm saying. For everything you do, and when the consequence come, don't try to act like you don't deserve it. Don't try to act fresh. I'm not saying looting is good or bad people that loot. I said if the people on top have been looting, don't be surprised if the people under want to loot too. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying if you think by sending your own children to private hospital, you to go to private hospital, why the poor people are dying in public hospital, when they rise up, they will see you as part of them. You are joking. Where were you when their children were dying in bad hospital? With no doctors, or because of no money, no doctor is helping. That is all I'm saying, that it is our actions that is giving us the consequence that we are seeing. If the Nigerian middle class and the Nigerian professionals align with the poor people of this country, trust me, this country will not be like this. It's because we align with the oppressor. We are all aligned with them. And I'm telling you that as long as it is through the Nigerian professional that oppression gets to the Nigerian people, it is through the Nigerian professional that the oppressed too will get to his oppressor. There's no two ways about it. There's no two ways about it. as long as it is through us. Because it's through us. We are the are we not the lecturer that is collecting bribe or sex for marks, spoiling school? Are we not the ones in the court judging your case? Are we not the judges sending people to remand? Police remand, they go there for a waiting trial for 5 years. You go to sleep for house with your own pikin. We put people to there for a waiting trial for 10 years. Nobody send. All the police they love them, nobody send. Lawyer did it, the prosecutor did it, they lie for court, nobody send. Then you expect all these people one day to think about your own feelings, your own emotions before they act. Cause and effect, bro. That's how shit is. And that's how shit will always be. My brother, I'm gonna leave this my Arsenal jersey. As I said, I love my club, but I also hate my team. So there's nothing you can say about Arsenal now that will pay me, because I hate this team more than anybody here. Forget this team, the coach, everybody, they irritate me. You understand? So don't worry. I'm not doing this because I love my club. You know, it's my club. I gotta love my club. I have no choice. You know, but nobody should just tell me about this team. This team is the most useless team, you know, I've ever seen in my life. Those of us that can never think communally, thinking selfishly, those of us, those are the ones who must remove from among us. And before I leave, I want to quote something from the book that resonates with me. You know, the core of action, what MOP is about, what NRM is about, NRM being the driving force today of the MOP and all the other leftist organizations that support us and support the party, is that we are trying to remove domination from our society. There's no excusing any act of oppression. Do you hear me? There's no excusing. No matter how small, no matter how, we are not excusing acts of oppression. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, good. What choice do we have? The choice that the members of the middle class have is, this is the time to align with the people. The people must see you building the bridge towards them. The poor cannot afford it. We that were the professional and the middle class, we are the ones fortunate enough to afford some comfort within this oppression. We are the ones that have what the little resources to sacrifice to build these bridges, to make sure that schools are working, to use our voices, our power, because we are the ones powering this country. Without us, this country cannot move. The day we down tools is the day this country starts working. Now, we are not working for you again if you don't do your job. Or take the decision to come and do it ourselves, which we are taking now. You know. Wait, let me see. So, I want to read something for you from this book, that inspires me a lot. Because basically, what this book is saying is, we are liberating not only the oppressed, but also the oppressor. Because as the oppressor oppresses the oppressed and dehumanizes the oppressed, he also dehumanizes himself. You see, a policeman can be beating a boy, I say like a dog. You know, when you beat someone like a dog, you know, you are oppressing him. And immediately, anybody watching that scene will also think that policeman is a monster. So both parties are dehumanized. We are liberating both the oppressor and the oppressor by removing oppression from our society. We are serious. See, as I said, the fight in this country, I'm telling you, see, is not between the rich and the poor, Yoruba and Igbo. You see, it will be between those that are fed up with this oppression, both rich and poor, and Igbo and Yoruba and everything, educated already, and those that still want to continue because of Atenuje. So, this then is the great humanistic and historical task of the oppressed, to liberate themselves and their oppressors as well. The oppressors who oppress, exploit, and rape by virtue of their power cannot find in this power the strength to liberate either the oppressed or themselves. Do you understand? Let me read it again. The oppressors who oppress, exploit, and rape by virtue of their power cannot find in this power the strength to liberate either the oppressed or themselves. What am I saying? That even as powerful as our oppressors are, as resourceful, they cannot find it within that power to help us. So we must help them. 60 years, they can't change. They have, see, to be in this position, it means you people don't understand that this is a spirit that you are fighting against. It's a spirit that manifests even in our own homes. I say to people, anybody that doesn't let their children talk in the house is an oppressor in waiting. How can you take away your child's right of expression? Is the child a slave? Only a slave cannot express themselves. Only slaves don't have the right to express themselves. A human must express themselves. You must converse with that child to make the child see life, to know life, for that child to become life. But no, for your picking talk one thing, you don't karate kick him for neck. But your oga for office will be doing rubbish, will be laundering money, will be stealing, you will be quiet. But if your child talk pain, yeah. Let me continue. Only power that springs from the weakness of the oppressed will be sufficiently strong to free both. Any attempt to soften the power of the oppressor in deference to the weakness of the oppressed almost always manifests itself in the form of false generosity. Indeed, the attempt never goes beyond this in order to have the continued opportunity to explain. Hello? Okay, sorry. Nobody call me, oh, the thing just internet now just disappear small, come back again. Sorry guys, let me just I'll reread what I was reading. Emma Binu see me. Now they with me. Let's go. Only power that springs from the weakness of the oppressed will be sufficiently strong to free both. Any attempt to soften the power of the oppressor in deference to the weakness of the oppressed almost manifests itself in the form of false generosity. Indeed, the attempt never goes beyond this. In order to have the continued opportunity to express their generosity, the oppressor must perpetuate injustice as well. An unjust social order is the permanent fount of this generosity, which is nourished by death, despair, and poverty. This is why the dispensers of false generosity become desperate at the slightest threat to its source. The only power the oppressor have is to give you false generosity to continue your oppression. And the source of that generosity comes from your suffering, comes from your poverty, comes from your pain and despair. Yes. So for them to be generous to you, they must be killing you. They must be killing you. So how does one fight back? The only way to fight back is to end the oppression. And they will never support that. Restoring the dignity of the African people starts with us. We must be the ones who first of all begin to respect ourselves. You don't want to disrespect anybody outside for any reason. No matter what you think you have or you have achieved or you think you know. Stop disrespecting people. Some of us will not take it again. No matter who you think you are. No matter what you think you are. Some of us are just, we've given up, we are ready. We don't sign. We are not just doing it. We are not doing it with you again. You come to our area, you come anywhere around our circle, you try to bring your oppressor spirit, we shut it down conclusively. Somebody say, how do we shut down oppression? By any means necessary. By any means necessary. Any ability that we have, any resource that we have, anything that we can do. How long do we want to continue? So if there's one oppressor in power, is doing anyhow, you oppressor in waiting, that you don't have power yet, or maybe because you are close to the oppressor in power, and you are an oppressor in waiting, you want to now come and be, oh man, now you will first take train how to handle your guy. Now you will take train how to handle your guy. So all of you, maybe you should go and do meeting with yourself, all the oppressors and the oppressors in waiting. You need to do meeting with yourself. You know, they maybe carry out some kind of survey in the society and see the people and the area that want your rubbish to be coming near them, so you will know where to go and do your rubbish. Don't come and oppress me, disrespect me, dehumanize me, and start apologizing to me. What's apology? What is your dead ass apology? The way people are killing millions of our brothers and sisters all over this country and apologizing, not even apologizing, doing as they like. What can they do? Politicians will kill people, they know how you apologize, they'll not go to jail, nothing will happen. They'll steal money to build a school, nobody's saying, they'll steal money to build a hospital, people will be dying, steal money to build roads, they'll not do it, people will be dying. Nobody will talk anything. If they arrest them, they will faint in court. Everybody will say, take it easy with him, he's out, give him sick leave, let him travel out to treat himself. You know you have killed people, you know your incompetence has led to the death of people. You know you have dehumanized people, you will faint in court, they'll be saying you have to be treated with respect. But let a poor man faint in court. Let a poor man try it in court. That is fainting will add time to his years. Wicked people. This is just the bottom line in this country. Our society hates. Our society is a society that has come to believe that the consequences of their action, you know, is something that can be negotiated away. Everybody believes that all consequences can be negotiated away. They believe everybody's humanity has been so destroyed that all consequences So I'm going to end this live today, you know, saying that we in this country, there must be consequences for the actions of oppressors, both those in power and those in waiting. Anybody that treats you less than nothing does not deserve to see your human side based on their request for it. Everybody must have a line. We must have principles. We must draw the line in the sand. And let people know that when you go over there, stay over there. When you cross this line and go there, stay there. Don't try and come back to this side. But no, in this Nigeria, people jump in line to line. Today they're with the oppressor, today they're with the people. Tomorrow they're with the people, tomorrow they're with the oppressor. They go to the oppressor, they oppress, the people will welcome them. I don't understand. If your other people step on you like that, then what is going to make them change? What is going to make them change? Nothing. Nothing. Okay, one more time, I'll show the name of the book and then I gotta go. You know, we have to stand up against all oppressors. Oppressor in waiting and oppressor themselves. We will fight you with everything we have. Anyhow you show yourself. Let me show you guys the book again one more time so at least you see it. You know, let's go. Let me see. Da-da-dum. Can do a snapshot now.